Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be looking at the Toyota Tundra Platinum. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Carl Malone Toyota here in Draper for giving me some time with this Tundra. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a twin-turbo 3.4 liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 17 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 389 horsepower and then 479 pound-feet of torque. The hybrid obviously has more. Now before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you need some more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see it's raised there on either side. I think that looks pretty sharp. We've got the cool kind of like sequential turn signal there, and look at the coloration here on the grille with the Platinum, pretty fancy. But overall, you know, I think the new Tundra looks pretty good. I know some people aren't a fan of the huge grille, but I think it works with the truck. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 265 by 60 by 20 in the front and over in the rear. You can see here with the wheels, you've got the metallic gray, and then notice the fender flare is all painted to match. Got the Platinum badge here on the side to signify that you got the fancy Tundra. And look at that, I mean, everything's pretty uniform here on the side. It's a solid look. Now this leads us to the key fob. We've got our lock and unlock function, drop down for the tailgate. Pretty straightforward setup. And with the tailgate itself, fully power, which is nice. Got protection there. We also have protection on the bed as well. We got an outlet here in the bed. And with these new 25 Tundras, you can do the, I didn't hit it hard enough, the knock thing where you just hit it with your knee and then it'll pop up. And then notice that's automated too. Well, it should be. There we go. Anyways, there's the rest of the rear. The Tundra looks the same as it did in 22. And this of course leads us inside. So we've got this nice sunshade here. See the trim down below. It's pretty looking. And then here's the rest of the seat. Perforated all down the center. Now being a non-hybrid, we do have storage underneath. And then popping in, legroom's good. Got a little storage pocket. We've got our own cup holders here. We also have heated and ventilated seats in the back, USB ports, all of that. And then this does come down a bit, but headroom's still pretty good. And this of course leads us up front. So again, you got the nice trim up top, blind spot ring with the mirrors, and then more of that trim down below. All of our window controls here with our mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. Memory seat function. 1,300 pounds of payload capacity. Fancy front seat. All of your adjustments on the side. And then you can see here with the heated steering wheel and all of that. The steering wheel itself is power adjustable, and then you got more nice trim here on the dash. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, we've got nice trim all around. I like how it's perforated on the sides. A bunch of practical controls in front, including adaptive cruise control, lane centering, voice command, volume controls as well. Traditional stocks here on the back. And then we've got a full digital gauge cluster here in the center, which you can use to see different bits of information on systems within the truck. And then we also have our drive modes, which will pop up here in the center. So pretty standard stuff. Nice 360 camera system with this new Tundra. So that's all pretty solid if you ask me. And then we've got Toyota's giant infotainment system. It's quick to respond, easy to use. Physical controls for, well, that's for the volume, but then dual zone climate, heated and ventilated seats. And then your trailer brake controls are actually off to the side down there. A bunch of physical buttons for different items. So like the tailgate, for example, your hazard lights, stability control for the camera, trailer backup, and then that's for your parking brake and everything. The 10-speed automatic, and then you got a bunch of storage in this area. Your drive line select here, your 2-wheel high, 4-wheel low, and the nice trim here on this side. And then your drive mode select and tow haul mode built in with that. It's cool with storage and inside. Look at that! Practicality, folks. More nice trim on the dash. Let's get the glove box. That's cool how that goes across. Camera rear view mirror, and then of course the whole window in the back goes down. And then we've got a panoramic sunroof. Here's a quick look at our window sticker for this 2025 Tundra. You see the base MSRP there. We've got a few options added to this. $72,477 is the total MSRP. Let's take it out. Well, Tundra Platinum 360 camera system. Cool truck. And really this is kind of the top line for Toyota. I know that there's the capstone. The capstone's basically a Platinum with a slightly different interior. Same thing with the 1794 edition, right? It's like same truck, but just Western themed. And so really once you go, you know, Platinum, 1794, or capstone, you're all pretty much the same truck. Capstone, I guess, has the hybrid, so, but you can get the hybrid in this and a 1794. So again, it's just basically a different name. A different name on the same thing. I will say the Tundra seats are pretty darn comfortable. And yeah, every single time I drive one of these new Tundras, I'm reminded how cool Toyota's twin turbo V6 is when it's working. Ah! I had to put it out there. I had to troll. It's part of who I am. But yeah, it's such a torquey engine. Again, even without the hybrid adds even more torque, but even without the hybrid, this just is a low-end torque monstrosity. It's really impressive, especially when you compare it to the old 5.7. Again, my wife and I own a 200 series Land Cruiser with the 5.7, and I love that engine. I also love this engine though. So in terms of how it performs, when it performs, yeah, the interior is nice. I mean, these trim pieces are definitely softer feeling than what you get with the Limited, for example. And that's kind of a way to look at a Platinum. It's like a Limited Plus in terms of, you know, it's got more standard equipment and everything, but feature-wise, it's very similar to a loaded up Limited. That's just kind of how Toyota rolls. You just look at that, so much torque. It's like unlimited. I really hope that Toyota, and I know they will, that figures everything out with this powertrain, because if they do, this is just one of the best driving twin turbo V6s on the market. A lot of the other twin turbo V6s, they've got good power, they just don't have the grunt that this has in the low end. And that's one of the big differentiating factors with this for turbo powertrain. And you know what I'd say is a turbo V6 is not quite as smooth as a NA V8, but it does pretty well for itself. It's got a little bit of abrasiveness on the low end. That's why I wouldn't say it's as smooth as a V8. Again, the V8 in our Land Cruiser is just butter, especially with the 8-speed. So yeah, with that being said, I mean, the Tundra Platinum, I realize I'm gonna be stuck here in traffic, so I won't be able to get you guys a good acceleration. But the Tundra Platinum is a solid offering. It's got great power. It looks good. I mean, look at this again. It's got nice features, and so yeah, I personally I wouldn't get a capstone. If I'm gonna get a loaded up Tundra, it's gonna be a Platinum. But let me know what your thoughts are on the Tundra Platinum.